for this. Testing audio. That sounds okay. So yeah, welcome to the live stream at midnight. So we're gonna play Minecraft Java. And yes, I actually said Java for once. I don't usually say that on camera. It's kind of cool. So yeah, these are the angles for tonight. I'll just switch between them whenever. But we'll stick with this one. And I'll slide back a little bit, and then I can point this one like that. So yeah, before we get too far into this, actually not far at all into this, I just want to show you the worlds that I do have on my thing, so that way you all know where the credit goes. Los Dankelus was a name that we came up with back in like 2017 when that was still relevant, but it's Los Dangelus. This is the name of this world, Metopolis, Greenfield, Bessemer, and the reason why I'm bringing up all this is because this world right here is the up-to-date Jaguar City build, and thanks to Java Edition and World Edit, I've actually put some of the structures from the other worlds into this one. I do want to be clear, though. 2 of the Los Angeles structures were already in my world. They were hand-built. One of them was actually hand-built on stream, so go check that one out. But basically, I've been using World Edit to kind of fill in the gaps of my world because progress has been kind of slow, and I've been really busy with work. So basically, playing catch-up with World Edit has been a huge help to me. It's allowed me to put in things that I never thought I would build. So like, for instance, we have new skyscrapers that are way up north. Here's the Los Angeles house that I put in today. I just got to build the little sidewalk and stuff. I'm also going to play in windowed mode so I can actually switch between things a lot more easily. One viewer. Okay. Yeah, instead of it like showing my Windows Vista background, you know, I'd rather just do it this way. But yeah, we're just going to fly up here. I'm going to show you guys around the northern part, which has had a lot of work done to it. Oh, this is another thing I put in today. And then there's some, I think this is from Greenfield. Those buildings right there. But yeah, I'm going to kind of just show you what I've been doing with World Edit. Now, some of the other structures were actually world edited in from previous Jaguar City builds that I have. So, in case you don't know, I actually have an arsenal of archives. And it's actually quite immense. But yeah, this is from Los Angeles. It's a strip mall that actually fits pretty much perfectly. I copied a little too much, but it actually fits perfectly in this gap. So, I went with it. These are some, I don't know if they're dilapidated. They look a little dilapidated. That or it could just be the reflection of the lighting, but I don't know. The ground kind of says otherwise. I forget which build this comes from, but I showed you the list of worlds. I'll put links in the description of the YouTube video. Twitch, I'm not really too worried about it. But if you go and check out my YouTube page and you see this video on it, or if you're already on my YouTube page, check the description. I should have the links to the builds, because that's what the creators asked everybody to do if you're gonna use parts of their world, or parts of their worlds, because it's multiple creators we're talking about. It's basically, if you use it, share it. Share the original link. Here's a new little area. I want to say this is a rich area. That's why I kind of just stuck it up here in the northern part in case it's not. I'm not sure why it's kind of scattered like this and kind of an uneven manner. But I think it's supposed to be at like a higher end area that maybe used to be higher end. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so sure about this. I'm kind of glad I stuck it where I did. Um, but yeah, there's a lot to go over. So without further ado, let's actually get into the northern part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at the bottom right. I'm going to work my way to the top left, or as best as I can. So first things first, this is a build that I actually was able to go back and find when he actually built it. But this is from Los Angeles. As you can see, I changed the lettering. But yeah, basically this building right here is the City Hall. We've actually used Dan Lags before in terms of like inspiration and stuff for houses in the world. Like I said, the one that I built earlier this year on stream, and then the one across from it that somebody else built years ago. So he's always had some sort of like inspiration for this world, indirectly, but you know, his style has influenced us at least a little bit over the years, and you know, this is a nice way to kind of, you know, thank him for it by making this our official city hall as well. Behind me, I have a giant tower, and like I said, I don't remember where a lot of these came from, so I'll just show you the towers, kind of show you what I'm planning to use them as. If I had to go off of just by the interior, I'm gonna guess that this is off Metopolis or Metopolis. Mainly because it does not have an interior, really. It just has the floors. As you can see, it's pretty tall. It also comes with, I believe, an empty pool. Actually, no, it doesn't. It comes with room for an empty pool. I could probably put one there. And then some tennis courts. I don't know why they're red, but they are. We have a giant tower, probably from the same world, just going off the interior. I'm going to work my way down and then back up and then down and then hopefully back up at the end. This one I know is off of the Greenfield world because this one actually has the interior done. This one doesn't. It might be from Metopolis. This one's probably off of Greenfield. So I'm hoping that the building right there where my crosshair is, I'm hoping that one's going to be a hotel. This one's either apartments or a hotel. Not sure what I'm going to do with that. This is definitely a hotel. That one's probably going to be a hotel as well. And this one is likely to be an office building, unless there's like already something in there. Yeah, there's already stuff in there. It's probably a shop or a business building. City Hall. This one will likely be an office building. This particular one is actually mine. I actually built this myself, and it's not done yet. This one's same deal, except it has an interior. And what's funny is that this block right here, like with the 6 structures, so that one, the one I just showed you, and this one, as well as that one and that one, all of those were designed to be as even as possible in terms of area. And what's cool is this one, it actually has the same floor plan support as this one. I had to add a little extra to this one, I think. Actually, no, I didn't. Never mind. But yeah, I actually just used the same interiors. This one's mine. That one's mine. And then that's a Teller version of mine. That little strip mall back there, you can't really see it, but that one as well as that one, actually. Those are mine. Moving on to what's not mine. So like I said, that's probably going to be a hotel or something. This is actually a huge inspiration for me. Um, Now, it doesn't look like it too much on the outside. As you'll see in a second, I'm going to actually TP behind me. Um, this right here is actually the one that I built myself. I actually had some help with it, obviously, but it belongs to me in terms of like who built it, whose idea was it to have it look like this. Um, but yeah, this building, as strange as it looks at the outside. Oh shoot, forgot about that. Something very political in there. I'm starting to not really worry about it, but um, yeah, basically the inside is supposed to look beautiful. The outside is supposed to just be bare bones functional because there's no way I'm able to build something like Dan Lags. And believe me, I know exactly what Dan Lags builds like because you know I've been very familiarized with this world and stuff over the years. Ballistic. Hello. I don't know if I know you or not, but hello. Um, yeah, this is the thing that I was inspired by. They both have the grand entrance and stuff. I actually sealed off these additional entrances just to kind of make it more focused on these ones right here, or these entrances right here. Um, I'm gonna do myself a favor and fix that real quick. There we go. So yeah, it looks really nice in here. Um, we've always had this camera right here. I just went back and made it look more like the other one in the other amphitheater. But yeah, it's supposed to be a concert stage. And then this is the giant professional camera, and I get it's really bulky and stuff. It's kind of the point. It's supposed to be very high detail, and also very wide angle. So it'll probably be shooting in DCI or wider, 4K. Um, I did redesign it just a little bit because I did want to hide this camera back here. So as you can tell, I'm going with studio cameras rather than, you know, something more along the size of this one right here. So that's that. It's a really nice amphitheater. It's mostly just for show on the outside. If we fly into the top of it, I mean, I'm telling you, it's literally wasted space solely for design. And if we drop down another level, once again, you can see that it's mainly just to make the interior look better while also giving it a bold exterior. And then, yeah, this is what you see on the inside. So Dan Lags really was that type of guy where he'll build so much on the outside and then he'll use most of the room on the inside to make the interior just look fantastic and a half. And that right there is just really impressive. Um, Fortunately, you're not going to be able to actually get up here, kind of like the other one, but it is what it is. It would be nice to stand up there, though. I end up doing something more like that where I think you're able to access that from the second level. And that was actually a design cue when I did this one. So like you can actually walk outside and stand right there. And then there are the little doors right there and there. I find it so weird that like I get like 4 viewers and then they all go away at once. But okay. It is what it is. Um Here is another tower. I forget where it comes from. Probably I really don't remember. Well, like I said, everybody's getting credit, so whatever. If you see your build, just know it's credit. Also, I would just recommend downloading all the worlds, because they're all pretty good. You can always, copy paste what you need and hope it works. That's probably going to be either an apartment. Yeah, I think this is an apartment building. Did Dan Lags make this? This looks like something Dan Lags would have made. Yeah, this has to be Dan. Yeah. This is Dan Lags for sure. Dan Lags did a fridge that's very similar to ours. That's how I know that. It's probably Metopolis. Same and same. Probably. Same probably. These are probably going to be apartment buildings for the most part. I could see this one maybe having an office building instead. Maybe? Maybe. Flying back down, we'll hit this one first. I want to say this came off of that one world that I didn't really mention before. I think it was like the Bessemer one. I mean, it's a nice looking exterior. It's not very detailed on the inside. I'm not a huge fan of that world in general, but that building does look nice. I will give it that. The world itself just isn't detailed enough. Like, even Los Angeles has more detail than it. Sure, Los Angeles is smaller, but you should see modern Los Angeles. And then this right here was just... I can't believe I actually put this in my city. Because Los Angeles is so freaking crazy. And Dan is so freaking crazy. He literally had not one of these built, but two of them. And they were hand built on the Xbox 360. I'm not even kidding. There are 2 Eclipse Towers hand built on the Xbox 360. I recently went back and got rid of all the melted ice, which was in every single apartment. God forbid I have to do that again. Please. But that man literally made Eclipse Towers twice. And it's to a very large scale. Like, it makes every other tower around here look tiny. And I understand, like, Eclipse Towers is not the biggest building ever. But in this city... Man, it's putting up a good fight with the Jaguar Co building. And that one has 21 floors. And I recently added snow. So it's like floor, 1, 2, 3, floor. I recently just stuck snow underneath that top floor. And that raised the building up even more. Like, this is putting up a fight with my biggest existing structure. Down here... It doesn't really fit this area, but I'm going to just leave it here for now. It's just a little tiny apartment building. It's kind of cute. Moving up here. This comes from Greenfield. It is the specifically 7th District Courthouse, and it does say from of Greenfield. So you walk in here. Metal detectors say you don't assassinate anybody. I understand that. Balcony upper. This is probably the actual courtroom. Probably says courtroom. Yep. Court workers. So then moving up here, this is actually mine. If it looks a little weird on the inside, Yeah, it looks kind of weird. It's because this chunk got messed up when I converted it to Bedrock because I had to delete one of the datas, which I actually made a video about it. I might link it in the description. But all I have to do is go to the console 2019 world that I showed on the list earlier, like when the stream first started. All I have to do is go in, world edit it, in terms of like copying and pasting it into this one. That's all I'd have to do to fix it. And even then, there's not much done to it in the first place. So I might as well just knock the interior out and redo it from scratch because it's kind of mangled up. I forget which one this comes from, but this is going to be our hospital. And in case you did not know, Jaguar City actually never had a hospital except for a really, really, really long time ago. Like, I'm talking like 3-4 years ago, we had a hospital. It was a skyscraper, probably up to there. And it actually blended in with the ones that were to the right of or no, I'll show you guys in a minute. Never mind, I'm not going to try to explain it. But yeah, this is going to be the new hospital. I'm going to go back and do an interior on it. I think it looks really, really good. It actually fits in here really nicely. The only thing I'd have to do, honestly, is that, as well as, yeah, that's already done. So it's kind of just one way, and then the parking lot is like another way. Seems to me like you could really make this into like an emergency medical center. But that's why I put it in here in the first place. So, apart from the roads not being very wide, like, it looks fine to me. One thing you'll notice about Jaguar City, like, just everywhere you look, the roads are always the same, like, width and the same style. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So this is actually going to take us into another thing that I didn't feel like building myself, and with good reason. But I'll get to that in a minute. This is the entire, and it's even got the stuff that goes down into the ground a bit. This is the full-on Los Angeles Lakers football stadium with a football game going. So these are actually the players that Los Angeles has, because the whole thing's copied. I am going to change it from Los Angeles Lakers to Jaguar City Geckos, which we actually used to have a football stadium way back in the day. When I made my video on the, what's it called? That Minecraft bug, that, not the -9 one, but the one with the one that ruined years of work video. There was a football stadium in the chunk in the, like, next to the center of the world. If you guys go back to that video, the one that was in the southwest side of the center of the world, that very first chunk, there was a football stadium there. I probably tore it out and then shot the video. So it would be nice to put the original stadium that was in that area. It would be nice to not rebuild it, but to at least put the name of it right here, which was Jaguar City Geckos. And the reason why I went with Geckos is because my mom was in a band called The Gecko. So just kind of pay tribute to her. Or her band, I should say. I mean, obviously we're all still alive, right? But anyway, moving into this area. So this is something I didn't feel like building because, let's see, I tried building my high school. It didn't go very well. I had a school over where that green Los Angeles house is for several years. I tore it down because I never really finished it. And, well, the only thing it's missing now is a high school. I wasn't really interested in building an elementary school because I'm kind of old for that. Same thing with the middle school. I didn't really feel like building it because, again, I'm kind of old for it. I don't plan to have anybody on here, that can tell me firsthand what a modern elementary school is like. So I just copied this one because, you know, clearly they have a good idea of what the inside of an elementary school looks like, because when you walk into it, it looks exactly the way I remember it. It's been years since I've been inside my old elementary school. I've driven by it, over the years, just going down the road, but I've never actually like been in it since I left it in 2012. So actually, no, I probably did go back that one time, but like that was like right after I left, and my sister was still going there, and she's like almost 2 years younger than me. It's like, again, it's been like several years since I visited. Probably should just pay them a visit, just see how all the teachers are doing, because we had some really good teachers up there. But other than that, I really have no need to go back. Especially if it's just for a Minecraft thing, like people are gonna be raising eyebrows like hell. And then same with this. This is kind of how I remember it. I didn't have a second floor or anything, but it makes sense. The layout's pretty nice. They got the lockers and all that stuff. But, like I said, it's all about accuracy, and I didn't feel like trying to be accurate with that. So, there you go. Directly out of Greenfield. And this particular section is called Springfield. So the whole map is called Greenfield, but the section is Springfield. So, try not to mix that up. Now, this is something else. And you'll see more of stuff like this in another part of the world. But basically, this is an entire neighborhood of houses that I would probably never build on my own. So, yeah, there's quite a lot to see here, but I'm just going to fly over. The interiors are actually kind of boring, and they're kind of small. The scaling, I would probably double the sizes of every single house. Like, not quadruple it, in terms of, like, every dimension gets doubled, but if you took the volume of a cube that surrounds the entire house, or a prism that surrounds the entire house, if you could just multiply that by 2 and then stretch out all of the dimensions just enough, that would be plenty. Up here is Shadow City, so yeah, good thing I have pictures of Shadow City, because the person who owns it doesn't have it anymore. It's a lost cause. So the benefit is, because I have pictures and measurements that are too perfectly precise, what I'm able to do effectively is rebuild this entire area as if it's the original owner's world, but I'm going to do it right here. And I've been planning to do that for years now. Like, that building right there dates all the way back to 2016 in terms of original, like, versions. And it had an interior. It even had a backsplash for the kitchen sink. Pretty crazy, right? So this area right here is actually world edited in, or world edited, yeah, edited in, from the console 2019 copy. So yeah, that's that. This, I forget where it's from, but that's a mall. It's actually supposed to go on what I think is a pier, but obviously there's no water around here, so I just made it a strip mall. But yeah, this came from my world. 2 girls came on and built that a few years ago. Or I should say ladies, because they're older than me. I need to world edit the original houses over here back in, because they were actually not that bad. and they kind of fit the area better because it's like you have this house from a different time period, which is a lot newer, and it basically makes all of these other ones look outdated. Why not just have the whole thing outdated and call it a different build style, you know? So this one is actually, I'm actually okay with it. So if this doesn't make sense to you, allow me to explain, and I'll explain that over there too. That's what I was originally like thinking of when I said that. But one other thing that you'll notice, you're like, where's your airport? If you know the city, you know, as well as I do, you'll know there was an airport here. What the hell happened? So what I did was I used World Edit. I saved it. I can put the airport back anytime I want. But what I decided was the scaling of the runway theoretically would not be long enough for an actual plane to take off of if you want to go off of the planes that I wanted to put here. So in other words, I need to build a new airport that's much longer than the one that was here. So the original runway just went right along that fence right there. And then this fence right here just wasn't there. It just, again, it was just a runway that went all the way back basically, and that was it. Problem is, if you want to put bigger planes over here, they're going to be pretty close to those roofs over there, or those roofs over there, and those power lines. Trying to land as early as possible and trying to take off as late as possible. You know? So it just didn't feel realistic at all. So what I did was, because my only experience with building like an outdoor stage was literally that one over there, I just went and found two more. And I took the camera deck as well as the additional lighting deck right here, and I just pasted it over there so that way they're the same. So now let me move into the actual like thing that was like, you'll know, like, I'm actually okay with it, because here's the thing. This stage right here was built all the way back in 2014. It's on the original copy of the world that I have to this day, or the oldest one that I have to this day. It's not an original copy of the city or anything, because that would have been like a road and like maybe a house. But this is the stage, like the stage for this world. And what you'll notice is, well, if there was a runway here, clearly this wasn't here originally, and you'd be right. What I did was I moved it just like everything else. And the reason why I'm okay with it is because when I placed it originally, it was kind of away from everything, and it made sense. So what I mean by that is, back in 2014, the stage used to be right here, and that's where it always was. You know, I modified it over the years, and I made it look nicer, and I made it look more professional, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But you also have to remember, my house only came out, like, at the very most, out to here. This was the outdoor pool. This was the original Jaguar Co. building. This is actually a remake of it from 2017, but the original one dates back to 2014. And then this is about the size of my house, just like right through here. And then, of course, I had the little outdoor area and, you know, air conditioning unit, blah, blah, blah. And again, I'm talking like early 2014 stuff. In reference to when the world started in mid 2014. But like the dawn of the world, basically, the stage was right here. And as you can see, my house is there. The cemetery only got bigger. There's a church right there that doesn't even look like a church. It's mainly just to be a place for the ceremonies. It's not really a church. There's an airport right there. It just doesn't make any sense anymore to have the stage right here. If anything, what I need to do is I need to extend my property out this way and either fill it in with more house Or maybe make like a nice little party area, as if I don't have enough of those already. Something kind of like that, where it just makes more sense to have something like that than a stage where lots of people are gathering and there's no room, you know? Because think about it. If this was the road for the airport, people at a Megadeth concert are going to be standing on said road and no cars are ever going to be able to get through. Because again, they're trying to see a Megadeth concert, for gosh sake. Like, Megadeth is known to get like thousands of people, you know? Whereas if you put it over here, hey, this is actually starting to feel more like something big. You could have a sea of people, maybe not the size of Woodstock, but you know what I mean? Like, you could actually have tons of people over here. And that's what this is all about. What you do is you park all the cars like along here, or when the concert first starts, maybe I could put like a road in over there. And what you can do is you can just park along like right in here where like nobody wants to stand, and then everybody stands all around here. And then what you do is on top of all those signs down here, which just means private property and respect it, because it is Jaguar family private land, so please respect it. What I'd like to do is build like a few facilities for water, restrooms, food, other types of like sales, like merch and stuff. Kind of make it feel like you're at an actual concert, but let me remind you, you're in my backyard. Instead of an airport in my backyard, it's now a concert venue that's outside in my backyard. And that leads me into this next part. I stuck it over here because these stages are designed for big shows, big audiences. This one, on the other hand, isn't really designed for that. So it made perfect sense and a half to basically put this over here and make this like the special access stage or the spare one. Let's say there's two really big shows over there. There's lots of people. You could have like a small concert over here too. For the people that are like, God, give me a third option. Or maybe they need to do special like up close filming or something, and they have to get the big cameras out, and they're trying to film a set over here. They can do that on the smaller stage. They don't have to break out the cameras as much and get bigger gear, like bigger cranes or anything. They can get smaller cranes and more up close and personal and capture the emotion a lot better than at a big thing like that where all they're trying to do is just sound decent, for all the people. It's really what you want to do with it at that point. Instead of me, rambling on more about it, the best thing I can sum it up with is like, that's the small stage. Those are the big ones. I can use them how I need to. And I don't think any of us are going to be role playing, as Megadeth or anything, but it does fit the world a lot better than an airport in my backyard. Sure, I have a helipad up on my roof of this garage, which, by the way, it's only 5 floors, as you can see. I basically didn't put in, half of them. I only put in the first 5, not the second half. By the way, that one right there is actually hand built by me. I should have streamed it for you guys. You guys would have liked it. So yeah, that's that. You can just download these if you just Google concert stage Minecraft. I'm sure you can find these, but I'm just gonna put all the links I can remember in the YouTube description. This one, I forget where it comes from, but yeah, these are just some cookie cutter houses. This is another copy paste. I think it's the same exact thing. Yeah, these are identical. So I just kind of fused those together. Um, the original way it was built, the world had a lot of like curves, and so that's just kind of what happened there. Tried my best. These are some apartment buildings. So cute. Moving into this section. So this is actually another elementary school. I really liked the way it looked. It has the giant like clock on the outside, or whatever that is. Um, why do I have two elementary schools? Well, it's because I can't find a high school. I would love to have a high school. I could easily convert this to a high school. It probably wouldn't be that hard. Um, then we'd have all three. You know, you go up there for elementary and middle, and then you come down here for high. But I'm also working on a college way out in the distance, so that'll be fun. To have all four. Am I going to take a crack at trying to build any of those? I mean, now that I have some insight on like what the elementary schools look like without like having to like visit my own former one, I might be able to create one that's pretty accurate because again, I haven't been to elementary school in like 6 years, you know, and that was, I think, for an open house back in like, or actually, or was it like 7 years ago? I don't know. It was when my sister was still going there. I was like in 6th grade and we went to an open house. I think that was like the very, very last time. So over here is the... Oh, well, you know, it's actually the same exact rich area that I pasted up north. Whoops. Didn't mean to have like two older looking things. I mean, I don't know if he's just going for texture and lighting or if he's actually trying to make it look bad. Whoever built that, why did you have to build it like that? I don't understand like why this looks like it does, but it does. No Ethan. So yeah, well, there's your credit right there. Yeah, it's not a bad looking building, but it does look a little tacky. And I'm judging the shape of it. And then this was just for the world edit. You can go ahead and get rid of that. So, in terms of like Java versus Bedrock, I actually like building on Bedrock PC more than Java PC. And let me explain why. On Bedrock, it just feels smoother. Like, for instance, if I want to build this, yeah, like I'm going along decently and I'm not really missing anything. But as soon as I start flying, it starts just skipping. And I'm the type of person that wants to work fast when I build. Also, here's another one. Like, it doesn't break every single block that I highlight. And there's literally a delay. You know? Whereas on Bedrock, when I place a block and I start going like really, really fast, it keeps up. And it doesn't just keep up, it keeps up very, very well. I can't remember. I think this was Greenfield. This might have been Metopolis. Actually, now I'm starting to wonder if it's Metopolis, or Metopolis. I don't know. I don't even remember. But yeah, basically these houses right here are just kind of simple. Probably Um, I don't think it was Greenfield. I think it was the other one. But yeah, I'm gonna basically pave a road back here, and then um, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet. Maybe I'll pave a road straight up, and it'll convert into this one, and then I can have the second road coming through like that. So that's that. I'm trying to think, is there anything left that's like copy paste that I want to show off? You can get a mod that fixes that. I mean, I'm sure I can, but with Bedrock, it's literally put the world into the converter that I already paid 4 months for. Like, you can pay for it monthly, every 4 months, or even yearly. I just picked the 4 month option. I can literally just stick it into the Bedrock converter, convert it to Bedrock, build, and then when it's time to copy paste again, from with World Edit, or just do anything with World Edit for that matter, and just stick it in, convert it to Java, done. How hot is this camera? It's getting a little warm. I'm just gonna switch angles just so it's not so boring. I'm gonna turn this one off to save power, because right now I have it plugged in. Whereas that one's definitely a lot lower powered. But yeah, in terms of like future plans for the world, I definitely want to build more businesses. I want to try to finish that part up north. Um, yeah. Also, one other thing I did earlier today, was, I don't know why I didn't do this already. I thought I did, but I actually used a structure block on Bedrock Edition to put that house right here when this one and that one got messed up with the conversion to from Console Edition to Bedrock on the PS4. Um, and what I did was I went on the 2019 copy and selected those two houses and pasted them, which was right about there. And that way everything is back to normal. So it looks like this fence is new because this is the original fence right here. So that's how you really know that, things changed in 2020 with that fence and just the area in general. When little things like that are different. Oh yeah, this is where the K through 12 school. So I built that school like back in 2015, and it was horrible. Like the kindergarten section was all like just so cringe. We actually did like the simple ones, which were like first through maybe 6th grade, and then just everything beyond 6th grade was just not complete at all. I think it was just because with elementary school, you just have one classroom. You don't really need multiple classrooms. So because Jaguar City wasn't too big at the time, we just thought one 1st grade room and one 2nd grade room and one 3rd grade room would be plenty. My elementary school, we actually had 4 teachers per grade, and we had K through 5. So it was definitely a lot different, but it was also a 3-story building. It had middle school and high school in it as well. And I eventually tried to make it look a little better on the outside, but it was just so bad. I'm so glad it's gone. So this is now the official building to kind of take its spot. This was actually the original like pathway to where the buses park. And then uh, just earlier. This area, like right in here somewhere. I think it was like down here. Yeah, this wouldn't surprise me. Like if it's like right in here somewhere. Yep. Oh well, it's buried underneath this somewhere. Is it? Nope. That's kind of interesting. Oh, here it is. So yeah, this is like where the original walkway would be. So yeah, the house definitely looks a lot better than that stupid school that I did not like. And believe me, pretty much everything from 2015 looked like garbage. And that's actually a perfect segue because I said pretty much everything from 2015 looks like garbage. But not everything. You see, this is something else that I'm actually like really happy about. So a long, long time ago, I'm going to hold on to that for a second. A very, very long time ago, the two ladies that built on the southwest side, those two mansions, they decided to blow up Ashley Smashley's house. And, well, me being a jerk, I told Ashley, nah, I'm not saving your house. More on that in a second. I said, I'm not saving your house. So she came on here and she built this beautiful, much better, honestly, looking masterpiece than her original house. But it turns out that with a little magic and a 2015 copy of the world, what I'm able to do is something quite nice. Because in the end, about 3 years after that griefing happened, I actually did manage to save her house. And I'm really, really happy to present this to you guys. But I do want to say this. In previous live streams, I said, yeah, this is the house that Ashley built because I screwed her over. This is the house that got griefed. And it might look a little weird at first. It might look a little out of date. But it's back. And that's all that matters. I think it's a really, really nice looking house. And yeah, I do like the new one more, but if I had just offered to say, yeah, sure, you know, I'll back up or I'll just make a backup of this and I'll just kind of move things over manually later, I would have gotten this back and we would have actually never seen the other one. So thanks to World Edit, we now get to have both scenarios benefits. So this was actually a really simple bathroom and bedroom. And then you come down here, you have a pretty nice looking kitchen. Yep, there's the old fridge. Remember having like an argument with NASCAR over that, like whose fridge was better, and eventually I just gave in and used his design. Which, by the way, he ripped that off from Dan Lags, because Dan Lags probably had it first. Yeah, this is the downstairs area. And in fact, this house is actually so old that this is actually the key system. It's the freaking key system. We don't even use those anymore. But yeah. I'm kind of glad that I made her build the other one because we wouldn't have both of them. That or she would have built it somewhere else, but like that's beside the point. We probably wouldn't have had the second house. So sometimes screwing people over actually ends up helping later on. Sometimes. I don't want that to be a life lesson, but sometimes the exception to the rule is actually worth it. Oh, these are actually some cool houses that I want to show you. But before that, I don't know if Drake and them are still watching, and I only mentioned Drake because this house is like more directly associated with him. But this this area right here is actually a world edit copy from 2015 of this original area. So basically, remember how I was like building like a clone of it by hand and I just never really did the interior? Well, this is an exact replica down to every single block being identical. And it's in the exact same spot because, well, I just used basic coordination to line up the duplicate perfectly, and then I lined this up with the duplicate and stuff. I don't know. Basically, it's exactly where it was. Long story short, right? And then this is actually the house that was next to it. So yeah, these are the power lines going into your house, and then these are the power lines going into the one next to it. But yeah, fun fact, these two houses were actually on a copy of the world that we ended up scrapping because there was something wrong with it and it was like crashing my PS4. So we went back to an October 2015 build, and these houses were built anywhere between November and December 2015, or at least after October 19th. And then this house, oh man, it just feels like 2015 all over again. You know, if I were smart, I would have just unplugged that battery and the camera and like actually started charging the battery while I'm using the other one. That would have been smart. But the thing that isn't smart is not only that decision wasn't made sooner, and I'm probably not going to end up doing that anyway, but the other thing is this camera does not charge directly. Like, you can't charge the battery through the camera. You have to take it out and charge it on the dock. I think it's kind of dumb because every other camera I've ever owned, you can just plug it into the wall with the battery in it and it'll charge. Not this one. That, or it's taking its sweet, sweet time. Which it is not. It would have at least 2 bars now. But, yeah, fun fact, this house right here was actually a 2-story originally. And same with this one. I figured out how to take the structure block and wisely pick out good first floor layouts that I already built for 2-story houses. And what I did was I lowered the roof down and basically eliminated the second floor. So now you have 1-story variants of 2-story houses. And it's quite nice actually, because everything you need is already here. Bathroom, kitchen, garage, bedrooms. Even room for an office, as well as your pool and your chairs in your backyard. And then you come over here. This one was a little more finicky. I had to like actually try to fit this in better. So you have your kitchen, you have your living room, but you didn't have your bedroom, but you did have your dining room. So I just took out the dining room and made 2 small rooms right in here. So this is probably going to be your master bedroom. And then the thing was, I didn't want to impede on the garages, which there are 2 doors. So it's like a double garage. Still 1 garage, though. I should probably make that clear. But I didn't want to, like, come into this area because, you know, I like that aspect of it. So this bathroom that was originally here, I had to add a shower to it. And I think I did a pretty decent job. So unfortunately, you can't go upstairs anymore, but that kind of works in my favor because the stairs were actually right about here. And basically, this was more open. So now you can actually live on just the first floor. So instead of going upstairs to take your shower, you just stay on the bottom floor because that is the only floor. Um, oh, this is another one. So this one I actually built sometime in 2019, maybe late 2018, but I think it was 2019, and my light's starting to flicker because it's a junky light. I use that light way too much, and now you can't see me, so hopefully something can be done about that. But you can't replace that light bulb because it's a different type of light. It's not just like screwing your own light bulb and call it a day. It's like it's something else. I don't think it's halogen. I think that's the one upstairs, but I would not be surprised if this is a halogen light. Basically, you can't replace it very easily. But yeah, this one I tried to make it look more kind of like an Ashley Smashley house from a different neighborhood. And it used to be all the way over there, kind of like right where my crosshair is. It used to be on like either that street or maybe the one behind it. Yeah, I think it used to be like right there. And well, now it's just kind of nestled in over here. There's trees all around it. What I could probably do is just kind of go on the Bedrock edition, preferably, and just kind of take out some of the stuff. Maybe put a pool in the backyard or something. But I do want to say one thing though before the stream ends, which I don't plan on having it end anytime too soon. Probably like 30 minutes from now or so. But I do want to go on the record right now and say I have an idea for how to make Jaguar City better in terms of building. So, oh, well, I forgot this one was off. I should probably shut this and shut that. But I do want to go on the record and say I want to use World Edit to try something that I never thought I would do. But basically, if you notice, everywhere you go, it's a flat world. And I've actually had two ideas on how to approach this. The first one is, well, first of all, look at that. Like, that's all I get underground. And that's kind of where my ideas come into play. So my first idea is I need to find a seed. And I need to become a professional Minecrafter where basically I take World Edit and I put every single structure in the entire world as best as I can and put it into the survival world. And of course, that's going to be a huge issue with block limits because that one goes all the way up to the block limit. I'd have to literally cut this in half and probably cut that down and pray that the Jaguar Kill building is not that tall. Which, by the way, like, it's very close to the block limit when it comes to oh my god. I hate that light. I hate that light. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I do like the dimming ability where you just hold the on and off button and it goes up and down with the dimming. But no, one of the ideas I've had is to try to copy and paste every building at least into a survival like terrain world and still have it laid out the same. Like that house is next to that house and this house is across from that house and then across the street down the road a little bit is this building and blah 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 blah, right? So basically recreate Jaguar City using World Edit and a new survival world. Or this one would probably be a lot more feasible and a lot better, making it so I can just dig deeper. And you're like, well, gee, how are you going to do that? Well, easy. You make a world that's deeper and then you just World Edit everything into it. So that way, oh my god. That way, I can actually put in like basements and bury the sewer lines a lot deeper and have a subway or something, you know? Like there's so many ideas I can't do because back in 2014, I was like, ooh, it's flat world. That's going to be really easy to build houses on and stuff, right? Right, but wrong because it means you can't flex out and do other things as easily. Now, sure, you know, you could do something like over here, for instance, where what you do is you build up a bit. And then what that allows you to do is put things underground. You know, for instance, this house. This house is a perfect example of it. Ashley Smashley's current house is also a perfect example of it. But this is my obviously quicker example just because I'm already over here. But as you can see, she literally built hills that go up. Well, this one's more of a wall, and then the dirt's just within the wall. But on the other one, she actually like put in like proper elevation and true landscaping, just beauty. And even on this house, it allows you to do exactly what I want to do with more houses. Allow the player to go downstairs and into the basement. You know, sure, I probably wouldn't waste this much space because, you know, we are going from here all the way down to here. And there's like several layers of snow, or at least a few of them. But, you know, the points across, like she went through the extra effort to make this a thing. And this was for her personal use on this world. When she comes on this world, she comes over to this house if it were 2015 through 17 again. In terms of 2017 to now, she's going to that other house because it looks 10 times better, you know? But, you know, she went through the effort to do that for herself. In terms of the other houses, yeah, some of them do have basements, but a lot of them, they go straight to the bedrock. So, like, when you go downstairs to go to bed in the basement, you know, because that is where one of the bedrooms are in this one house I'm thinking of, that floor is at most carpet in terms of, you know, available space, you know, and trying to save space and stuff. Like, it's going to be carpet or it's going to be bedrock because that's all she has to work with. If I were to try to raise up everything by starting a new world with deeper chunks and then just pasting everything into the chunks that are generated that are better, what I could effectively do is help this out by a lot. So those are just two things. Join my world after the stream's over. Maybe. Mainly because I've been trying to get on a better sleep schedule. So, like, I've been trying to go to bed before 3. I've been trying to wake up before noon. I've been working the afternoon still, but I'm also capable of waking up at 6 a.m. to go to work at 7. Like, I'm actually trying to do better with my lifestyle in terms of, well, not my lifestyle necessarily, but my sleep schedule to be specific. My overall lifestyle, though, I've actually been a lot more, like, outdoorsy. Like, going places and trying to do geocaching. I actually found my first geocache on my own today. Now, of course, I took my sister with me, you know, all 3 or 4 times I've gone geocaching. She found the first one, but down the walkway at the park that we were at where we found the first one, I actually managed to find the second one. It's kind of funny. It's literally inside the fence. This person took a magnet and they duct taped it to the little capsule. And inside the capsule are a bunch of logs and stuff. But, like, they literally took the cap of the chain link fence pole at the very end of it, closest to the main road. And what they did was they stuck the magnet to the inside of the pole and then put the cap on it. So it's pretty much hurricane proof at that point. It's really, really cool. Like how clever people get with like hiding these things. But I will say, I don't know if I should expect this, but 2 of the times I've gone geocaching, there was a cop sitting like right next to the spot. Um, so like there's like a town center, like in the northeastern part of my city, and the third spot that we went to, there was a cop sitting there, so we just didn't bother with it. And then tonight, out at the mall, there's one on the north side of the mall parking lots, in this one lot, and when we were pulling up to the mall, because we were gonna go to the mall anyway, and might as well hit the geocache over there, and there was a cop sitting in the parking lot. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if people try to like run pot through that, but like that's not what geocaching is about, you know. So like, if somebody is like trying to deal drugs through geocaching, you're a stupid freaking moron if you think that putting it in plain sight ain't gonna get you caught. You know, like somebody's gonna get caught if they're trying to do geocaching and drugs at the same time. Um, oh yeah, here's another one story conversion. So I'm actually calling this memory lane. Um, but yeah, basically I built this with 2 stories in mind, and what's cool is that this roof design is actually the original intent for that one right there. So I ended up doing something a little more special with that one, but with this one I just stuck to a basic design because it didn't make sense to have the roof go up and down and then a window right there. It didn't make sense for this one. And then this one actually used to be on this little road, um, like right about here. Or no, it was like right about here somewhere, like right in that area. And of course, 2019, and World Edit Later, or one trip to the 2019 copy and World Edit Later, I managed to put it here. Oh, are you talking about your world, or are you talking about the chunks, like moving all the chunks to a different world and like making like a Jaguar City 2.0 where it's got a different seed? I was like, if you're talking about your world, like, yeah, I'll have to check it out at some point. But um, no, in terms of like trying to copy paste Jaguar City into a different seed, or at least a thicker ground flat world, um, that's something I definitely won't regret. I definitely love the seed. I mean, it's just a flat world, you know. I definitely love it, but you know, I really think that at the end of the day, um, the creativity that I have is inhibited by the fact that it's only 3 blocks deep. Anything else to show you guys that's like new? Um, I don't really think I have anything else to show. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on Greenfield. I'm gonna kind of show you like my process for taking the builds. So clearly, I'm just using World Edit. That part probably couldn't be more obvious. But in terms of like picking out things, I'm gonna kind of show you my criteria. So like, for instance, okay, that is clearly an office. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pick right here. I'm going to put a block there just so I can remember it for the sake of this video. And then we're going to go right. So you see, this one takes full advantage of the seed. It's got an underground parking deck. I can't do that on my world. So the most I can possibly copy without like feeling, oh no, I missed something, is going to be basically right here. And then just go all the way up. Also, if you know this world by chance and you know where the high school is, please tell me so like I can use it. or if there's a college, that would be another good one. I'd love to put the college from in here there if possible. Oh, wow. Hold on. So, just to make sure. Copy, scam, save, office 1, done. So there we go. So what is this? It's probably a clock of some sort. But again, what is it? It doesn't say. Is it a store? Is it a hotel? What is this? It's probably a hotel. Let me go inside a room. Nope, those are just supply closets. I don't even know what this is. Diner? This will offer some insight. What is this? Where's the bedroom? Oh, here it is. Okay, so maybe this is a hotel? I can't imagine that being an apartment building. And then I'm officially stuck in here. How big is Greenfield? It's at least 2,500 in any given direction. Like, it's too big for a map. Because, like, I'll just go ahead and show you, or I'll go and show you, like, if I go to negative 2,500 and leave the rest alone, it'll take a minute, but it will load. Like, it's at least 2,500 in every direction. It's literally the craziest map I've ever been on. Although I will remind you of one thing, though, or maybe not remind, but inform you of one thing. This map is not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5, not 7, but 9 years old. It took this person and their team 9 years to build this. And it makes sense. It's got far more detail than anything I've ever seen in my entire, what, 6, almost 7 years of playing Minecraft. This world will probably be 10 years old, like, come 2021. But I think there's a trick to this. Because there's no way I would ever build something like this, even with a team, and I was on it every single day, unless I was like making YouTube content and raking in the cash, every single day for 10 years, right? There's no way I could build something this intricately detailed. But there are other ways to build things, and that's the thing. I heard that you can literally use Photoshop to, like, paint yourself a Minecraft world. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but if that's true, that makes sense. Get a map out. Like, I'm telling you, like, it's beyond crazy. I'm just gonna search for it because I don't remember where it is. Map. Miscellaneous. I was there. Give me a second. I gotta zoom it out. But, well, actually, you know what? Well, there's a map, but it's just... Look, negative 2500, blank, blank. I'm gonna go to 2500, blank, blank. And it's just gonna fill in my current ones. And look, there's a road right next to me. So, chances are, they just haven't built this area yet. It looks incomplete. And then you're like, okay, well, you said it was 2500 in every direction, right? Yeah, I did. Because watch this. Okay, so this is water, to be fair. So let's head, I guess, this way. Here's the edge of the world. So this is probably a demo area, or they're going to make this stuff later. I'm not sure yet, but dang. I'm sure if I flew that way, I would eventually hit something, like, really soon. But I think this is, like, where they, like, demo build stuff. Like, audition. So yeah, if you want a world edit, this is your paradise right here. Because everything's, like, pretty much floating and just ready. Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. Like, World Edit's only been out for so long. Maybe it's been out for 10 years. Maybe it hasn't. But if it hasn't, it just shows you, like, this project is definitely not just World Edit. What they probably do, if I had to take a wild guess, is some of it is built natively, like, right where they expect it to be. Or right where you'd expect it to be. Or they come out here, kind of test out their ideas, and then they basically world edit it into wherever, and then they kind of just fit it in, like, this is basically like if this were GitHub, over there is like the master branch, and this is like the stuff that they use to merge into the master branch. if I had to take a guess on like how that would compare to GitHub. But it's like you don't just take, like, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't, but like normally you just submit pieces to the master and stuff. That's usually a lot easier, and you just kind of merge them together. Not sure what happened out here, but yeah, here's like a sign of the original biome, I guess. So they're probably going to put more city out here. Oh, actually, no, they're not, because hold on, 2500 blank 2500. No, I'm gonna go to negative 2000 and 2000. So they're probably stretching out that way. Let's try 1500 and 1500. Okay, so I guess the majority of the world is just the other way. I have no idea what this is. I don't know. Maybe they have it like where this is like for a different game mode on like a Minecraft server. Like if you want to play like, I don't know. Um, I forget what they call it. The only one I know is like Bed Wars or whatever, and I like never really understood it. But it's like maybe this is like a PvP area. But over here, this is the meat of the world right here. I mean, look, if Jaguar City could have a beach, I would put it in probably California or North Carolina. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot out here. So, um, in terms of like trying to put this into Jaguar City, um, there's definitely a lot of options. I prefer things that don't have curves, so like this would not work. But yeah, maybe there's a high school out here. Oh, wait. Is this a high school? This looks like a decent high school. Oh, GU. What does this stand for? Ah, it's a rec center. Darn it. I wanted it to be some sort of like college or high school so I could just move that in and then I could say I have all of them. By the way, it's literally like this on my end. Like my stream is like pretty good tonight. I got the settings pretty nicely done, but no, I'm not even kidding when I say this. Java is literally as laggy as it looks on stream. It's probably the 32 like chunks and having to load all of this in. So yeah, I guess it kind of gives you an idea of like what we're working with here. Um, what's this? Kind of intrigued by this parking lot. Wall cart. Oh no. Yeah, I mean this city project is just, if you could take Jaguar City, kind of adjust the build style by a lot, and then make the roads more detailed, make it just everything more detailed, and then add terrain, this would be just the ultimate like perfect version of it. But that's the thing though, Jaguar City will always have that special attachment because it's not just any like 7-year-old world, or 6.5-year-old world. It's my 6.5-year-old world, So I don't even know what to say about this other than just damn, there's no way I'm gonna match that anytime soon. Let me show you guys another world that I've taken inspiration from, and buildings for that matter. In fact, I just took whatever this is. Oh, okay, so these are from this one. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure because that airport right there I thought was in a different world, but it's not. Um, this one's actually a lot more clear in terms of like direction and stuff. It's very simple and it's not overdone. So yeah, I'm gonna switch angles again. There we go. Yeah, I mean it's got a railroad, it's got decent roads, and they're curved, and they're looking pretty sharp and stuff. Um, I really want this airport, but none of it fits my world. And this building would be a nice to have, but I mean it's not curved or anything, but I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be, a BMW dealer. Oh yeah, there's that one building that I said was gonna be an office building. Oh, I must have copied this one. Yep, that means I copied it. Yeah, so fun fact, the one that I copied, I only copied like up to here, and then I just built a wall right here instead of letting it continue into this one, because this is like a double skyscraper and I only wanted one. So yeah, I just filled in the open space and now it's just one. But I am getting kind of tired, so we'll probably wrap up here soon. I was just showing you guys like what I've been up to on here. So Jaguar City is making a lot of progress in terms of like just filling in the spaces. One other thing though is I'm not a huge fan of building skyscrapers. That's why I would much rather just copy paste and give credit where credit is due. Um, I think it's a lot quicker to do it that way, and it still makes the city look good. Having different architects, contribute to it, like indirectly, obviously, but different minds approaching different styles and different versions and stuff. Like just all of it summed up into one cliche downtown area. That is kind of what I'm going for, because I've always wanted a cliche downtown area in the northern part of Jaguar City. Ever since around 2017 when I first had that idea, I've just always wanted that, but I've never worked on it heavily. Um, Earlier this year, I made some progress with the structure blocks, allowing me to clone stuff, but that was nowhere near the amount of power that I have over placing things now. You know, I can put something exactly where I want it, and I don't have to worry about structure block limitations anymore. This is the future. Being able to just world edit everything. And I get it. This isn't really the future. This is actually the ancient way to do it. Compared to 2020, but you can't beat it. It really is just the best way to do it. And I'm a total noob at it, but I think it's gonna be worth it at the end. Yeah, this was off of this world. Um, I kind of want to take another building off of this one because there's just so many to choose from. But it's like, which one? I already did that one over there, and I don't know. There's a lot of these I've already like done, so let's kind of move on from that. Let's go to I don't know what that's about, but I will restart Minecraft, I suppose. Yeah, I am really tired. I don't usually on this much. There we go. Um, I'm gonna go back to this one. I was only 14 years old when this was a thing, and this was me trying to capture her house right there. But oh my god. Okay, so this house was new and it's awful. So most of these houses are pretty ugly. Just to go ahead and warn you. Now this one was actually pretty good. In fact, I'm kind of torn because this house at least has stuff, but I went back and updated. Oh, whoops. I went back and updated the what's it called? Well, I just redid the empty version of this that's on the modern world uh probably a year, like up to a year ago, and what the result is a much better like concept for what I can do later on. Oh yeah, there's the original hospital. So that building is still there. This is actually the very first skyscraper that I ever built. I'm actually gonna like fly up to it and show you guys like a little bit closer. So this is actually the very first one I've ever built. Those were tall, and that was actually pretty big at the time too, and it still is. Um, yeah, you can pretty much just stick that on steroids and grow it like up to like there, at least. But in terms of like towers, this is my very first like really big tall tower with like 30 floor potential. How do I know it's 30 floors? Because it's basically the size of this one. This one is like 30 floors. Jaguar Kill building of today doesn't even compete with 30 floors. It only has 21. but it does have the height of closer to 40 than it does to 20 because the snow and stuff. Um, Also, this outline right here, this is actually really funny. I do want to stream this part real quick. So I kid you not, I did not just like put the sign here or anything. I actually put this here 5 years ago. 2020 JCWHQ joke outline, because 2020 was already a meme all the way back in 2015. It was already a meme because it was just gonna have crazy shit just everywhere. I was gonna jokingly put this outline here and jokingly build it, but not obviously that's obviously not the case now. Um, I would love to go back though and like take this outline and just like build like one floor that actually looks really really good, and then just clone it all the way up to the top. And I think it was supposed to have 43 floors if you count this correctly. So this was actually off the old block style, and obviously you'd have to raise this up by one block per floor to put snow support in there for the ceiling. But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, this is 43 floors. There's the old roller coaster. There's some other like ugly tower crap. Do I want to come on it though? Probably not tonight. If I'm on tomorrow morning, you'll just have to like bug me into doing it because I'll probably forget. But tomorrow morning, because well, look at my clock, 1:41. There's that ugly pink house that some person made. Oh my god. Okay, so this is where the ugliness is. So my house was never gorgeous by any means, but it looked elegant for the time. In terms of like the like how the windows are proportioned and stuff. Like it looked nice, It looked more like a corporate office though than a house, but that's just the way it's always looked. It used to be made out of brick. I forgot that my camera's actually over here. I was looking up there for that one, but I should be looking right here. But no, this house right here, it still looks like that today, for the most part. For the most part. That thing is still there for the most part. Obviously, it like comes over to here, and then it goes all the way over there, and then it comes, and then that building comes all the way over, and then there's like a giant annex right there, and little annexes off to the sides and stuff. But yeah, this is a very early version of the airport. So, fun fact. The airport actually used to look like this originally. This was the original airport of this world. The unfortunate part is that it basically got erased and I had to redo it. But fortunately, that doesn't matter anymore because none of it's here at all, which is perfect. What is that? What is that? Oh, okay. I see what that is. So it's just not paved in. Okay, so those two houses were kind of weird. That one is actually still there. It's just a different color now. It's a much more modern set of colors. Um, Anything left to world edit? Um, I mean, you tell me if this house is worth saving or not. I think it might be if I were to modify it. Would it be worth saving at all? It's got a nice layout. Now that was one thing I'm still good at. Like I was always good at planning out houses. This was interesting. Wow, so you could just like walk into the attic. I actually kind of like that. But that's where the weirdness is. So usually I wouldn't even bother with that. Oh, does this one actually have an indoor pool? This is actually pretty cool. Okay, so this house might actually be worth keeping. Now, of course, I would put like a better looking roof on it, but it's worth, starting out with it. Um, I don't even know what the point of that was. The do not enter sign. Like, what was the point? So it burned at some point. whose whose fridge was that? Was that Jay's or Drake's? Maybe NASCAR's like early fridge. That might have been NASCAR's early fridge. But yeah, this one's definitely worth keeping. Probably NASCAR's because he probably built this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jay built it. I was just making sure chat was like scrolled all the way down. Um Okay, so this is where some of the weirdness is once again. So, on the modern world, this house was supposed to look like this. And this is the original version of it. The new one has a similar shape, but it comes out like a lot further and it hides a lot of this ugly pathway. Now I don't mind the pathway as long as it's like controlled, the coal, the lapis, the diamond block. That part doesn't look so bad, even by today's standards. But I would never do it again, and I would try to hide as much of it as I can while still retaining a little bit of it, as something that you walk on. But the original shape is still present with slight modifications. But this is like the ugly original version of it that I'm so glad got basically reduced down to just an outline once again, because that's what happened back in October of 2015. Is this was just an outline, and then in December 2015, I reverted back to October of that year, and it basically went up to this and then back down to October. Was I starting to put grates in the middle of the road, or was it just a one-time thing? I think that was just a... Oh, no. I started putting grates in the middle of the roads. Oh, joy. Okay, so this texture pack is like half original and half city pack, if you couldn't tell already. So some of these won't appear properly, but here's Ashley's original house in its original glory, and that's why I was taking a snapshot of it with World Edit. What did I call Hudson Cray? I thought I named this Stradlin End. Oh well, Guns N' Roses theme, it just never dies now, does it? Like, even when I go to rename something that was named after Guns N' Roses, I always pick Guns N' Roses for another reference. Um, or as the inspiration of another reference. But this is Jay's original house that they built. So I say they because I'm pretty sure she still goes by she, but when Jay originally built this, he was still a guy. So she's now a girl. She was a guy. in terms of what she wants to go by. But anyway, if I say he by accident, my bad. But anyway, Jay built this house and she did a really good job with it at the time. It's just so big that that's the way it earns its impressiveness. It's just a big freaking house. I never thought a house like this would ever exist, really. But Jay made it happen. And yeah, Jay must have been like, I'm just going to be some rich person, you know, living in the illusions. Might as well have like a big ass house. So that's what happened. I don't know why this wasn't filled in. But okay, unless you're just going to walk straight that way and not walk over to the edge. This was also a 3D fireplace. That was a trend back in 2015 with some of these houses in this neighborhood. Because that house had it, and so did this one. It was just a 3D fireplace. My inventions back then, right? Let's have a fireplace, but instead of it just being flat against your wall, let's be able to walk around it. You know, and have heat, you know, going throughout the entire room. I will say it's called a fire pit, except it's just tall and above the ground and not really a pit. So that's always nice. Anything left to really show? Wow, that house is actually still there. Okay, who was living in this house at this time? I don't remember who that person was. I'd have to go. Oh, actually, never mind. I remember. It's been a while, but I remember who she is. I think she was hanging out with Creature, I think. And Creature, I haven't really spoken to him either. But, like, I think we were all, like, 13, 14, 15 at the time of this world. She might have been 13 or 12, but I don't know. This was years ago. Okay, these are the ugly houses, and even this one is gone. Which, fun fact, I ended up putting a much better looking house here. And then same with this. Like, I tore this down and just put two, like, normal houses there. This one and this one, they are still here. That one was converted to light gray wool, and this one is almost untouched. I think it got a renovated kitchen. This one should have the original kitchen. Yep, that's the original kitchen for sure. And it's because Ashley Smashley built them. Built them both. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna see if I can take this outline, which again, I'm not working with much, but if I had to take a guess as to what all this means, this is the toilet. It's even got the sewer dug out. This is probably the shower. Oh yeah, this is definitely the shower. This is definitely the garage with the sewer dug out already. This is probably like a room leading to the garage. I'm going to make a house with this. What we're going to do is we're going to do copy, skim, save, 2015 outline 1. Because here's the thing, even this house, okay, I'm kidding. This one is not, or is it? Plot twist. I think it is. I think it is. Winter Groove Parkway. She must have wrote that sign. One of my ancient friends. From like way back when. I think the outline is the same because I have a house that sits in this exact spot and it goes back like this. Like it's flat along the front and then it goes back and then it comes out a little bit and then it goes straight back and then it goes straight over and then straight across back to this side right here. Like it basically follows like this. Now, then again, maybe it was symmetrical originally and I decided to make it uneven, but that intrigues me a lot because if there's a pole sitting right here, it wouldn't surprise me that only 1 block away from the fence, because the fence is directly over me, which is 1 block over from the pole, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a house in between this right here, or I'm sorry, it wouldn't surprise me if there's a gap right here between the house and underneath the line next to the pole, which is right there. That part would not surprise me at all. This house, believe it or not, is still here. It's actually still here. It's been renovated. It's been heavily modified and uncursed with its unholy, 2015-ness, but it's still there. And same with this one, actually. Who lived here? Kane. This might have been Creature, to be honest. That would make sense, because if Ashley lives there, not Ashley Smashley, but the other Ashley, and Kane, I think that was Creature. Who's this? Nikki. She ended up moving over to Cobblestone and then just never really came back. Okay, this is ugly 2015, not even bothering with that. This was a house that, oh my god, why did people build like that at all? Okay, this one's, I can forgive this one because the person that built it probably just built it out of a Minecraft like tutorial book. And then this house is still here. It's always been there. This house is now actually a 2-floor house. This one is still there. That one's still there. This is where the big pretty blue one is. And then that's the brick and quartz house. It was originally brick. That's why there's a mix between them, because we eventually made it look like this instead of brick and this. Now, as you can see, the inside still is brick. But the whole house used to be made out of brick. Then we changed it to quartz. Then I redid the interior, and I also updated the exterior to have the brick and the quartz because I think it looks good. Okay, hold on. So this one was like girlified at some point. Obviously, it looks nice and more modern now. Like it's still stone, and like people used to criticize me for building in the Stone Age because all I did was build with stone. It does look modern now, and it does look nicer. It looks a lot more elegant, and you guys can bug off, for saying that looks bad now, because it clearly doesn't. Um, this house, I want to say NASCAR might have built this. Whoever built it didn't do a crap job with it. I don't know. Oh, this is definitely NASCAR. It has to be NASCAR. Because NASCAR was the first to start building like this. And yep, that's his fridge. So this is NASCAR's house in terms of building. I can't remember where he actually ended up moving into. Now, we have a house here now that he has, and I think it's got a similar front porch. And then I don't even know what's going on with this one. It's literally just an all-in-one. And what sucks is that so much room was wasted because we didn't have privacy doors back then. So if you wanted to make a bathroom with wooden doors, or even iron doors for that matter, you had to like build like a snaking like pathway just to go to the toilet in it, because that was the only way to have privacy. You had to build a wall to block out whatever the windows would allow you to otherwise see. Thank gosh we have privacy doors in Minecraft now, because it makes the building just so much more realistic. Like, instead of having the snaking path, you can just put the toilet, like, right behind the door. Or right next to the door. And then just shut the door, and it would feel like a normal bathroom. And, like, same thing with, like, the showers and stuff. If you want to have privacy in your shower. Or privacy in your bedroom, for that matter. Apart from the windows, which even then you can just put curtains or some sort of, like, shutter system up, like I did with these houses. If you wanted privacy, you had to come up with some tacky solution. Like, think about this. This is just a mechanism just to shut the windows. Hide people from being able to look in, from the windows and the doors. It's so bulky and clunky and outdated and just, doesn't feel right. So this is actually the restaurant that I wanted to recreate like soon after I reverted back to October 2015. But men's, those are the pipes, probably for the second floor, because it did actually have a second floor. Women's, men's. That makes sense. This also makes sense. But I mean, then again, like, look, privacy door. You can just stick the toilet right there. It's just so much more convenient. And it's just little gripes that heavily impacted the older buildings. Like, you would expect, certain things to be a certain way, but then it turns out they're not. Now, this house was probably built before we got the door update. That's probably why it has that snaking pattern with the floor. This would actually be something fun to stick under the roof. So what I mean by that is, in present day Jaguar City, it goes 1, 2, 3, and then roof. Well, that's the thing. This was the original second floor / official roof for this house, rather than just having a flat top. But what I ended up doing like years later is just putting a modern roof on just the first floor, because this entire upper level doesn't exist anymore. So it would be kind of cool to like put the second floor in underneath the modern roof, you know? So that might be worth something later on, or worth doing later on. As for this house, here's what I want to do. I want to break that. I want to dig straight down. Do that. And I want to come over here. And you know what? Screw it. We'll just do it to like right here. That way the pool for the most part is in it. Actually, I might have to go over. Yeah, if I just go over one block, I'm not going to interfere with that other house. God dang it. I did that again. Okay. So, left click. Told you I'm a noob at this when it comes to world edit. Because, again, I've been on console the entire time. Pretty much. We're going to do copy, skim, save, old NASCAR house, Axel already. Because this is Axel Road. Pun on Axl Rose, for those that don't get it. And then Axl Rose is the lead singer of Guns N' Roses. You know, fun fact, I originally called Jaguar City Paradise City. But then I realized, I might be naming it after Guns N' Roses a little too much. So I just went with Jaguar City, and it just stuck. Everybody's like, can I go on Jaguar City? Can I go on Jaguar City? And then that kind of died out. But the good news is it doesn't have to die out, because you too can join Jaguar City's public Discord. It'll be in the description. So, oh, yep, there's the high school. Ugh. I mean, I will say the accuracy wasn't that bad, but again, I was just kind of winging it. I was in high school, so at least I had an idea of like what a school looked like. Yeah, I mean, just look at this. It's hideous. I mean, it's a decent stone outside, but look at it more carefully. You'll notice everything's uneven, and there's no skill. It's like, look at me, I built a building and it's got classrooms. And that's it. It's not, hey, look at me, I made this beautiful building. And by the way, it's a school. So, it's just, not really that good. Oh. This is going to be fun. So, if I'm not mistaken... Okay. So that interior must have been done back in 2016. But I kid you not, all four of these houses all still look pretty much the same. That's the other cell phone towers, if the one way off in the distance wasn't enough. This would be a kind of a cool house to try to work with. Oh, wait a minute. It's raised up. So that's the other thing I can try doing to try to fit a basement in, is raise the house up off the ground, like I did with this one. But... I'm not really sure about that one. That one is still there. This one is still there. It's always been loved. Because, for one thing, the person that lived here was pretty active at the time. And the thing about this house is it was just always like developed and looked after and stuff. Like I said, like active people lived here. It wasn't just Gabby, but it was also like other people and stuff. So like whoever lives here is pretty much active, and that's why, it's always had the love. Um Gabby or actually lives in the other neighborhood now, the rich one. Um This building is still there. This one is actually a remake of a 2014 building that somebody else made. I hand built this back in 2015. After I tore down a hand built version of it in 2014. From 2014. That's the prison. This is Bindlesop. That's Myers. These houses are all still here, except I thought this was a 2015 house, so I tore it down, and it was a 2014 house. So there's only one thing I can do, but that's the thing. Is it actually worth it now that I have the power to undo my otherwise shitty mistake? Because you see, the thing is that this house, it's ugly. Like, I'll be honest, it is ugly. I would never build something like this today. You know? But it's the nostalgia factor. Yeah, I haven't seen her in forever. But the thing is, this house might have the nostalgia factor, but it just doesn't have what it takes to have a nice looking house. And here's an example of lack of privacy. And just look at this clunkiness. You have to go all the way in here to shower. Oh. Where's the other one? No, that's not it. No, you want to go to the bathroom and like use the toilet? You have to come all the way in here. And then let's say you like need to take a shower. You have to go all the way over there and then all the way back in there. It's just so annoying. So annoying. This one actually wouldn't be that bad to put in the modern world, just somewhere else. Because if I'm not mistaken, this actually had a really nice, like, grand interior when you first walked in. You had closets on either side. This wasn't a bad house by any means. Oh shoot, I can't see anything in there. I think that's the theater. Yep. It is. This is not just anything, it's a theater. And then here's the second floor. And then this is where the dual staircases come into one. And then just look how big these rooms are. Like, it's a nice house, like even today, because you see the thing that I like about it and that will make it a more timeless 2015 build is not the fact that like there's like a lot of things still open with it, like that I kind of don't like, but the thing that I really really like about it is it's just a house. And what I mean by that is it doesn't go over the top. It's just a house. And the other main factor is right here. This is one of the oldest houses in Jaguar City. Right here. And as you can tell, slightly different color scheme. Like just ever so slightly different. You know, I went with a darker wood to match the darker roof. But as you can clearly see, if that house can pull it off, this one pulls it off a lot better. Because you see, the thing is that this house over here, the reason why the colors are lighter down at the bottom is because we actually didn't build it in the city texture pack. Now, this is actually what this house originally looked like. So I called it the Kale City Pack because I basically just took the textures from the paid one and just made my own texture pack out of it. Tried to, at least. But you see, this is what the house is supposed to look like. And as you can see, you have the light and you have the dark. You come over here, it's still a lot more pronounced. But it's like the contrast is a little too much, you know? We'll just say it's definitely designed for the other texture pack, you know, to keep it short. So the closest thing I can think of in terms of like what it's like actually, you know what? Nah, that thought wouldn't work. But yeah, I mean the contrast is there and it looks nice. You know, even in this texture pack, it actually looks pretty nice. This one also looks pretty nice. And then I think Skier was actually trying to go for the darker with the lighter contrast. And then when we switched over to the other texture pack, it made the house look like, well, this. So this is actually the original version of the Danlag's house that Skier built. You know, it has me wondering because Dan actually went back and fixed things on Los Angeles. Like he like built like a small neighborhood and then he turned it into like what would have been a mountain. And then he was like, you know what? Screw all of that and made a beach and tore down the houses. And this is like early Los Angeles constructing constructing Los Angeles, right? So it wouldn't surprise me if this is like the original version of that house and he went back and like made the roof look better. But yeah, here's the original interior and it was completely improvised. And the thing I like about it is that it looks pretty nice for a 2014 interior. I kid you not, this is 2014. Like, this part right here is 2015. Like, duh. But the rest of it's pretty much 2014. Well, except for that. That's 2015. Which even then, I already have that integrated. I'm pretty sure it goes through the garage. Oh, yeah. You guys get to meet him. Oh, no. He got away. Bob. Where are you? I don't know what happened to Bob, but wherever Bob went, hopefully he isn't somebody's lamb chops for dinner. Oh boy. So I was into making bulky stuff back then for the bulky stage. And so I literally built this like basically big ass camera that only does like 120, like very low quality. It's not very good. This one's not too bad. So the other thing is, this is actually much more accurate to 2004. Looking back on all this one's actually accurate to 2004. And then this one, it's like, what was the point of the I-40? Did I really think interlace meant FPS? I mean, then again, I guess you could do fields per second, 35 fields per second, but like, why? I don't think that's how that works. In terms of like trying to get a smooth picture, that's not how that works. If I was expecting, well, I don't know. I mean, okay, well, let's think about it, I guess. So, 720 I60, you could fudge that together and get 720p 60. Like, it's possible, you know, if you get a certain method working. But when you deinterlace it and you wait for both fields, like fields of the thing, like if you kind of fuse the fields together, you have a frame. This would be 720p 30. Now down here, yes, you could get 35 FPS out of this, but when you deinterlace it and put the two fields together to get a frame, you're getting 17 FPS ish, 17.5 FPS. That's unwatchable. You'd have to fudge it together like you would up here to get a 720p 60 signal, because you're only getting a field every refresh. Now I will say this, there's a GNR concert that was recorded, and I'm so glad they did it this way, but somebody fudged it together. And when I say fudged it, I'm just referring to that process that you can do to convert interlacing to actual FPS. So you just change the I to a P and it looks fine. But if I'm not mistaken, that concert was shot at 480 I60 and somebody uploaded it in 720p 60, and oh my god, it just looks so good. Big Clutch ZZZ. Hi. Not sure what you mean by the salute, but hello. Yeah, I've flown around this world. That's 2015 for you. So, in case you're curious, we could just pull this up real quick. I'm not sure which screen it's going to be on. Come on. Here it is. So I'm going to pull this off to the side, but basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go bam, and bam. So yeah, I'm not sponsored or anything, but I actually do recommend this because there are some things, and there are some things that I don't like about it. So the first thing I don't like about it is structure blocks. They don't convert. Another thing is the owner of the world is basically irrelevant when you convert. So what I mean by that is anything that you had in the Bedrock version, when you convert it to the Java version, oh Oh my, has my audio been echoing the entire time? Or wait, I don't think it has been, has it? I'll have to go back and watch the live stream because I have a microphone up here that was. You guys just don't speak up enough if that really was an issue. I'll just say that right now. I checked my audio before I started like talking too much and it sounded fine, so I assume it was okay. Hopefully it's okay. But anyway, structure blocks don't convert. Um Pet ownership and just things that you own, things that you possess, they don't convert. They're basically just lost, which honestly sucks because you can pretty much forget. Here, I'm gonna pull this off to the side. Hold on. You can pretty much forget like all of your favorite structures that you saved before erasing. You can pretty much say goodbye to those if you use this. I've already had to do that. Now the good news is World Edit can still help me out because you see the thing is with World Edit is you can just save it externally and then bring it back in and then just repeat this conversion process that I'm doing. So it's not the end of the world, but it is like a real kicker when you expect it to work and it doesn't. But if you go back to a copy before you even use the converter, it's just there. It just works. Sounds fine, no echo. Oh, well actually thank you. Cuz like I said, there's a microphone on like here, let me just grab my other camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Like there's a microphone right there on this big boy. So, well, it's good to see that the 60 FPS is actually working on Twitch. I will say that. So, yeah, I was just worried. Now, the other thing is, these knobs right here, I don't have them turned up very much, so that might have helped. Plus, it probably, like, lowered the volume by, like, minus 60 dB. So, and I'm talking about for the HDMI output, like maybe it did that and it probably records at a normal volume, but then it just outputs at a different one. I'm hoping that's the case. So here, let me switch back. Man, I'm sorry this is so shaky, but you know, it's not on a stabilizer. And then I'm just going to quickly check it real quick. There we go. And then, okay, we're good. So anyway, you can pretty much say goodbye to all of your personal belongings and just everything that you owned, everything that you saved to your world outside of building. You know, things that, again, that you would just take for granted, you know? You can't do that. So I'm hoping there will be a way where you can eventually export your structures natively, not without World Edit or anything like that, you know, the schematics and stuff, but I wish structure blocks you could actually export the structure itself into a file, kind of like an MC World file, and then just bring it back in, you know, and you could even like restrict it to where it only works with that one world, you know, or even don't do that because actually that would kind of defeat the purpose. Because if you're going to Java and then back, you have a separate copy of the world, therefore it wouldn't work. But it would be nice, you know, to have like a native world edit in Minecraft that could be so powerful, you know, if they would just do it natively. And I'm talking about for Bedrock Edition mainly because who really needs structure blocks on Java? Um. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna switch over to Bedrock real quick, and I'm gonna import that file. And then this is what the world is supposed to look like. And also, as you can see, I did actually like import more worlds. So if you see them on the screen, shout out to whoever made them. I really don't really keep track of it. Um. Oh, whoops. I forgot to do one thing, so let me just do that real quick. Come on. Okay, you know what? Instead of playing the waiting game, I'm just gonna do that. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Go here, 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 here. I forgot to check the box at the top, but all right. I guess. Yeah, definitely. Thankfully, otherwise this whole stream would have been ruined. Like just the audio alone, you know. Um. So yeah, this is what Jaguar City is supposed to look like. Although did it do the shader? I don't think the shader got applied. Hold on. Come on. I don't know why it's struggling because there's not much to like worry about. It's usually really, really quick. Aha, there we go. There we go. Now please tell me it's going to enforce it. Aha, that's got the shader. It has to. Or, or does it? Wait a minute. I'm not sure this has the shade. Oh, no, it doesn't. Darn it. Hold on. I don't know what's going on, but let me load this one first. See if I can get the shader to show up at all. For some reason, I don't think it has the shader. Yeah, this does not have a shader at all. I don't even see clouds. Okay, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix it, and we're gonna see if there's like a new version out. Holding it down. Yeah, like, well, I'm on Bedrock now, but yeah, like basically my shader isn't working, so it's not giving the city that better look that I really like. Let me try this. Did they just like ban shaders like silently or something? I'm gonna try going on the good world because I'm kind of sick and tired of like certain things like not working. What is Render Dragon? Oh no. Yeah, it says outdated. Hold on, let me see what Render Dragon is. Oh, it has to do with the ray tracing, I think. Darn. Aw, that sucks. Okay, you know what? Can't do shaders anymore, boys and girls and everything in between. No more shaders. So, Jaguar City will never look as good as it did. But fear not. Look at that skyline. Specifically from this angle. Just look at that. It looks so much better. It looks fuller because it is. And especially once you get to this angle, it actually looks like a city. Even though it is the most underdeveloped city I've ever seen, it still looks like a city. That's all that matters. Ooh, look at that. Like, if you just do that, wow, look at that. So, basically, here's what happened with shaders. Ever since 1.16.200 and the RTX support, all of the shaders that were relying on the the stuff that was baked into Bedrock Edition originally just stopped working. But on the flip side of that, there is some hope because when people decide to make mods for Render Dragon, which is like the new system that they're using to basically enhance performance and stuff, um, apparently it's from the leftover super duper graphics project that they tried working on, but it didn't work because of technical issues and stuff. But basically, they salvaged it, turned it into Render Dragon, and it's going to be a lot more powerful. So what that means is the mods that you saw before are going to be terrible. Terrible. Compared to what's to come. That right there gives me hope. Because as soon as people start making shaders for Render Dragon, they're going to look a lot sharper. So maybe we took a loss, with, oh no, the city doesn't look as sharp now. For now. I have hope that I'll be able to dig up something off the internet that's like actually worth using on Jaguar City. I think that's going to really help. So, anyway, this is the render distance set to how many chunks? All the way up to 80. I think the max is 96. I'd have to get like a Threadripper on Zen 2 or Zen 3 to be able to go higher, probably. Plus, I'd probably have to double my RAM just to make sure that Windows can't say, oh, you don't have enough of this. Oh, you don't have enough of that. Oh, and also a 3090 would be plenty. Because, like, 1080 is plenty, already. But I'm thinking 3090, Threadripper, like, gaming grade Threadripper, and, at least 128 gigs of RAM would be enough to get 96 chunks to run, not just at all, but smoothly. So, like, right now I'm averaging about 40 FPS, but as soon as I turn, you can see it drop. And don't act like you don't, because it's going to drop for everybody. But if I drop down to 64 chunks, or actually 56, I haven't tried 56 yet, really. Running at least 50. Now, if I drop it down to what the Vostro can handle, which is 48, oh my, it looks so good. I'm averaging above 60 at all times. My lowest is 60. So, in other words, 48 is the sweet spot if you have a powerful PC. Or maybe one that has a severe bottleneck, such as the fact that I'm on a 1080 Founders Edition. Not even the Ti, but just the regular one. But the 3900X on the other end is definitely enough for this. So I'm thinking baller system to run 96 chunks smoothly. Not just at all, but smoothly. Now, if I turn on 96 chunks, I already know what it does to this computer. It basically shoves a knife down its throat and then wiggles it around. Like, it's awful. I was getting like maybe 10 FPS or something. Like, it was horrible. I might have gotten up to 30 at times, but oh my god, it was just so bad. Don't even try it. In terms of what I'm gonna do with the stadium right here, I'm gonna go and start working on changing out the name of it. So first things first, let's get rid of LD on this. Change that to a J. Trying to keep some of the originality. Oh, and this is my favorite part. You just delete that. And then you just put a little extra carpet down. You have a very simple C. I don't know about that one, but this'll do. Okay, so this isn't gonna like screw me over. I'll probably do that tomorrow, to be honest. I kind of want to just hide the fact that there are drains right there. So we're almost there. So yeah, that's that. I really don't want to work on it, but it would be kind of nice to show it to people at work. Yeah, bakery's gonna go over there. That's the cash office. Oh yeah, let me show you guys the cash office. So this is obviously a joke. Ow, what happened to the other painting? Needs to go right there. There we go. So this is the cash office at work. I think they just come in here and start drinking booze. I'm obviously kidding. They do that outside of work, if anything, which is not my problem. Yeah, I need to do the aisles and the produce, and then meat department's just kind of in the back. I don't know. I will say I wish our meat department was a little more like the one of our rivals or competitors, because the thing about the meat section at this one place that's it's just up the road like a couple miles. The thing about it is that the guy who's like the main butcher back there, he is just so cool. And it's like, dang, I wish we had that, you know? But on the flip side, I really do like our deli and I really do like our produce. Our meat department does have some nice people. Like, I'm not bashing them. I'm just saying, like, I wish our meat department as a whole, you know, combined with the people that we already have the talent. We just don't have the layout, you know, to make it like the competitor. And that's just constructive criticism. It's not negative, really. I mean, I don't mind our meat department, but it's just kind of lacking compared to the others. Like, even the deli has like better stuff when you like walk by as a customer. Don't really worry about the store. Like, you'll probably see it a million times in other streams. But I don't know, just something to talk about, I guess. Um, this house was built like maybe 2017, 2016, 2017. So yeah, one thing I like though about Bedrock Edition, oh yeah, that's the other thing. So a lot of people say, how is Bedrock the superior one? It's obviously Java, right? Can you see as far as smoothly on Java? I'm sure there's a way, but the installation I have of Java Edition, I can only do 32 chunks. I can do 80. My computer can stretch its legs. And you're like, oh, well, why does that matter? You were stuck on console for almost 7 years, total. Not just Jaguar City, but just in total. Well, that's the thing. I'm not anymore. This world, the whole time, has been running completely on my computer. PS4's turned off. And this is the SSD. Now, I do have a hard drive in it for gathering some old pictures of Shadow City, but this is my solid state drive with modern Jaguar City on it. Modern as in when I last played on PS4 and like worked on the world on the PS4 or used the PS4 to host it. The hard drive I have in there just has nothing but outdated stuff. And even then, this is outdated too. Although I will say that is a really nice SSD. I kind of want to swap my other SSD into the PS4 and use that one because this is not just any Samsung. No, this is not just any Samsung SSD. This is an 860 1 terabyte. $150 SSD, and I bought it myself for the PS4. You're like, why would you ever do that? Well, for one thing, if I could take it out right now, I have it just kind of sitting in there, not mounted to anything, kind of not good for it. But then again, it's in rest mode, but it's also not off. But basically, that hard drive is mechanical, and it's only 500 gigs. That's double the capacity, and it's probably double the speed. Okay, maybe not double the speed, but it's like up there with like being closer to double the speed than the actual speed. Or maybe it's only like 30%, but whatever. Enough rambling. Yeah, I think I'm going to just solidify the fact that I don't want to ramble anymore by quitting the live stream. And yes, I'm coming after you, Linus, when it comes to the segues. But, yeah, if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/RacermanExtreme. Be sure to subscribe to me on youtube.com/RacermanExtreme. I actually have a vanity link on YouTube of all things, right? I'm going to go and switch angles. So yeah, be sure to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. Heck, follow me on Twitter. I'm not really pushing Twitter, but go ahead and do that. And also, discord.me/citylife. I'll put it on screen. Where's that software? Text overlay. I'll just put the link on screen real quick. Hold on. Discord.me/citylife. And then I'm not sure what the invite is offhand, but I'll just put the other invite for the City Life Discord. So it's on screen. It's right here. Right here. So be sure to go to it. Not right now, we all just went to bed, but yeah. I don't know how funny that would be, but Um, hmm. You see, the thing there's one word in your offer that makes me hesitant, and it starts with an A and it ends with damn. I'm not sure about that. But that's the thing. He and I are not really getting along right now, and I don't want to, because I've had enough with the on and off. So that's the thing. Like, I'm not really open to just like personal life drama, but like that is one that it's kind of obvious. He'll appear and then he'll disappear and then he'll appear and then something will happen. He'll disappear again, and I'm talking about like just on YouTube in general, all the way to him actually like disappearing for periods on end. It's Among Us, man. Super chill. Just figured we always need people. I know it's more fun with more people, but like I I'm kind of hesitant. Not that I want to go on record and say that I have beef with somebody, but he's caused a lot of stress with me lately, and I don't want to deal with it again. Oh yeah, be sure to click it. You should try it out. I know, but you got to click mine though. You got to click mine. I don't have a Prime. Well, I do, so maybe I'll give it to you for a month. Who knows? But yeah, join the Discord. It's right here. I'm not really good at this pointing thing that people do, but it's right here. So put it in chat. Wow. Okay. I'll put it in chat then. Do I though? I actually don't have anybody blocked on Discord for that matter. Like, no, hold on, blocked. Um, the only person that you and I both know, actually, there's two people probably. I don't know if you know who Wolfie is, but he got annoying. And then Possible Hater, both blocked. No, like I'm not even kidding. Like your name is not on that list. I know it's blurry, that's why I'm not going to show it again, but you're not on there. Oh my god, what the hell happened to this camera? Okay, my camera's been like acting up like crazy. I'm going to just unplug it and plug it back in. There we go. Oh, it did it again. Okay, there it is. So, you know what? I'm just going to go back to this one. But yeah, it's in the chat on Twitch. There you go. Yep. But yeah, join the Discord. It's in the chat. It's also in the description of this video if you're watching it on YouTube. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, check this out. So, here, you know, I'm gonna switch over to this one as much as I don't want to. I'm kind of getting fed up with the C922. Like, it's a good webcam. Like, it's definitely a really good streamer webcam, but the brightness and stuff is just so bad on it right now. And if I want exposure, Okay, so this is for frame rate, and then this is for exposure. You know, I'm just gonna leave it on this one. Screw it. No, check this out. Hold on. Set it just like that, and then we'll lock it. And then, actually, I think I gotta go down a little bit more. And then let me switch back. Oh, there it is. Okay, so this, I'm gonna just slide it just a little bit. This is a Dell XPS 420. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. It's power brick. I'm just gonna sit it right there. By the way, in case you're wondering like why it moves so smoothly, it's because I have wheels on the bottom. It makes moving this thing so much better. But yeah, check this out. Push power button, and it comes to life. Any second now. Any second now. There it is. So in case you are like, what the heck does this even mean? Legit the biggest camera I've seen for anyone on Twitch. I know, right? Check this out. Welcome to Windows Sideshow. So this computer is so old, you would use Vista gadgets on this thing. Yeah, in case you're out of the news, like out of the news loop from like August, back in May, I sent my Panasonic AGUX 180 in for repairs, and they basically reimbursed us about 3 months later. So, we actually ended up having to pay more for this one than we did back in 2018 for the original one. They both came with like bundles and stuff, but like the camera's value has actually been really, really good over the years. Like it's actually appreciated like a little bit. Like I think it started at around $4,000, and then it went down to about 2,500 over the years, and it's been hanging around 2,500 all the way up to like $3,000. And that was with tax, that was with the bundle, and it also has really good insurance on it now, so hopefully they don't like screw us over again. But yeah, check this out. So this actually says back and home. So I actually have to reach underneath the hood just to be able to use this, like the lens hood for the camera. But check this out. You can play solitaire on it. And remember, this is a normal computer, but this is running independently of it. So in other words, I could play Minecraft on it, and then off to the side have a solitaire game, and it would use no additional resources. And that's kind of the point of this gimmick that I really wanted to check out. And I'll do a full review on this computer later. I definitely want to cover it more in depth, but the gist of it is it's 2007. You just spent $2,000 on your Core 2 quad machine. This is what you got. And that's the thing. You got a computer that could run things on the side without even taxing your CPU at all. Or if it did, it was super, super basic. But as far as I know, I don't really think it's that dependent on your computer's... okay, maybe it does run on the CPU now that I think about it, because it wouldn't post and it wouldn't even load this. But if it does use your CPU, this is pretty cool because it's just off to the side. And that's the other thing. It's kind of like the lock screen of your phone, but before notifications on the lock screen of your computer ever existed, or device ever existed, really. It was kind of like an alternative to like having to unlock your computer and check your email or look at your pictures or whatever. You could just do it right from the screen, and that's kind of like the point of it. Maybe it does tax your computer a little bit, but if it does, it's not much. It's not like running like a full-fledged 64-bit program or whatever, you know? One that's like actually going to tax your computer. But I mean, as you can see, the buttons are a little, you know, sticky, I guess, like in terms of like registering presses. It's not the best. It's also kind of annoying having to go back and forth like I do. But once you get the hang of it... Oh, hold on. Should we do hearts or diamonds? Oh, there's no undo button. YOLO. Yeah, I mean, you can just play solitaire on this, right? And it's just so cool. It really is just so cool. So, yeah, I thought I'd show that to you guys. I'm going to turn it off. I'm also going to, like, talk about, like, the way this thing arrived. Because, oh my god, it is just so bad. I mean, check this out. I'm obviously not going to show the box that it's in because it's got my address on it. But what I can show you is this is the motherboard for that computer down there. And when I say the motherboard for it, I mean the original motherboard, because I don't know what it is, but I'll have to talk to you guys about it later probably, what happened. But long story short, I have two boards now. This one I might be able to get it working one day, who knows. But again, more on all that stuff later. It's just the amount of like stuff I had to go through to get that computer working and clean. That's the big one. That thing was not clean at all when I got it. And you're like, oh, well, it's just typical eBay fashion for it to come all dusty, right? You know, you should know that by now, considering that you bought two RX 570s off of eBay used. Yeah, you're right. Things do come in kind of dusty sometimes. But I've never seen a level of dust that thing had. I feel like somebody literally took drywall and just ground it up into this fine dust and then literally soaked the computer in it. And then got all of, like if they filled the computer with it, they basically drained it and left nothing but, like, the droplets, I guess, or, like, a thin layer of it, right? Like, I guess I'm thinking more of it like a pool and, like, draining a pool. But, like, to this day, I'm sure if I take this right here and spray it, there's still going to be dust. And here's the thing. Here's another compressed air can. Granted, I did use it on some of the stuff in here, but not much. I used the majority of the 3 or 4 cans that I've used so far on that computer. And it's still not perfect. And I do want to point out a design flaw, you know, before I do my full review on this computer. So basically, right down there, you can see the side panel. It's right there. Except it's not really a panel, you know, in terms of like standard computing panels. You see, the way it works is you pull back on this thing right here, and this side comes off because it's a BTX computer with a BTX power supply by default. And, you know, CPU is like toward the front and everything's like backwards, and you mount your GPU upside down and blah, 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 right? Well, you see, the Vostro has this thing called a side panel on both sides. And you just usually use the one on that side. Now, I turned it around so you can actually see the sticker bombs this time. But Usually this panel right here doesn't open. But that's the thing. It doesn't usually open, but it can open. This one, on the other hand, the normal side panel that everybody's used to opening doesn't open at all. You cannot open the other side of the computer, as far as I know, because on the back, I found why it's probably like that. You see, it's this power brick right here. But basically, I believe it's riveted onto the chassis. Now, maybe I'm just dumb and I'm not pulling on the panel hard enough to get it to come loose, because maybe it's like stuck on there. But I think I would have found out by now if it opened or not, because I've taken that side panel on this side off plenty of times using the handle on the back that you pull. Which even then, I literally put hand soap on that. And look how filthy it still looks. Like, I knew the computer was going to have some scuffs and scratches, and it would have been a little dirty. But I picked that thing up, and I put it on my bed, right over there, right? Every time I sat it down on my bed, dust would come out. And when I first got it, just walking through the house, I looked like Pigpen from the Peanut Gallery cartoons. You know, with the dust, the dust circle, like, always around him. Oh my god, it was just a nightmare. Oh, whoops, let me do that way. For the cables. Man, story time's over, I guess, because there's really not much left to say about it other than it's just super dusty. Oh yeah, one last thing that I just thought of. This right here with the card reader, I'm waiting on the cable, but I'm going to hook this up and I'm going to have Bluetooth and hopefully wireless. I'm hoping there's wireless capability in there. I know there's Bluetooth, but basically that's an add-in card. The original plastic piece is around here somewhere. It's probably right over there. So anyway, I bought that for like $20. The cable was like probably $10 too much, but it is what it is. It's got to get here. It's got to work and stuff, and it's probably a rare part. So, you know, you figure $30 to get a card reader fully working on this machine. Hopefully this piece actually works. Otherwise, I'm sending it back. And I'm also going to return that cable, or I might hold on to that cable and buy another like card reader. But when I was looking at pictures of the XPS 420, they usually have that card reader on there as an option. So I figured, you know, if I'm going to try to restore this computer to as close as I can to factory as, you know, as possible, and then do a review on it, might as well have the part that actually like makes it, you know, much more daily drivable, you know, instead of having to like use FireWire dongles and you know, stuff like that. Because this computer actually has FireWire. But yeah, it's got a disk drive. As far as I know, it doesn't work, or maybe I just haven't tested it while it's been hooked up to SATA power and SATA data. But yeah, I'll have more news on this computer and getting it working right now. Or I'll have more of it coming later. Right now I have the Vostro's SSD in it, so the Vostro doesn't work. I also had the Vostro's power plug plugged into the XPS 420. So it really is a gorgeous machine. Even beat up, it still looks pretty gorgeous. Ooh, well, there's some white stuff on the, or some like white scratches on the Vostro. I need to put some Sharpie over that and it'll look good as new. Because I've actually done that before. That's why it looks so glossy, like, in terms of, like, repairs. So, I'll just put a Sharpie over that and it'll be fine. Yeah, the Vostro looks pretty handsome, and the XPS just looks, I really like the way it looks. You know, Dell really had some beautiful looking computers back in the late 2000s, mid-late 2000s. A lot of the HPs and other ones, they just look too, I guess, business focused. And even Dell's like own laptops look that way too. The Latitude. Um, I'm thinking of the 420 one because I want to make a 420 collection out of computers because like why not, you know? Because so far I got the XPS 420 and I got the Vostro 420, so it would make sense to keep going with it, right? But then again, a lot of the computers that have 420 in the model number, they're actually like not that bad. Like I already expected what the XPS is. It's just a glorified Vostro that's a little older. And then there's also a vintage 420 Precision, and it's got like a Pentium 2 or 3 in it. That'd be so fun to check out. And then I know HP had the Z420, and that one's actually got like a decently modern Intel. Like it'll stomp on a Core 2 quad, probably. LMAO camera slowly pans away. That was probably because it, like, I don't know. Sometimes the cables will like pull on it too much and stuff, but yeah, yeah. There's a lot of like cool things out there with 420 in it, so it's like I don't know. I think it's kind of funny. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off the live stream. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like I said, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch and YouTube, and join our Discord. Link in the description. And also, thank you to all the builders that made expanding Jaguar City possible. Everybody, just everybody from the people that I took builds from directly off their own worlds to the people that actually helped me build Jaguar City. I want to thank each and every single one of you for making Jaguar City possible, because I could have done a lot of it myself, but it would have taken years. And not only that, some of it I just probably couldn't even do to begin with. You know, I'm not that creative when it comes to skyscrapers. Now the houses and, you know, some of the smaller stuff, I could have probably done that myself, but I also probably wouldn't have the talent that I have now without a lot of people. So every single one of you, thank you. You all mean a lot to me, you know. So, with that being said, have a good night.